Wow, so Apple rolled out the latest version of iOS 14 and it has wreaked havoc within the Facebook ads community. Since the beginning of June, targeting has not been as effective, reporting is a shit show, and up to 50% of conversions are not being attributed to Facebook campaigns. So what gives? Well, in this video, I'm breaking down 4 things that are crushing it right now post the 14.5 rollout. You'll want to pay close attention because what I'll be covering in this video could be a game changer for your brand, as so many of you small businesses rely heavily on Facebook ads. And you'll want to stick around until the very end, where I will be disclosing one key strategy that has led to a 50% increase in conversions. So you definitely don't want to miss that. As always, if you enjoy the content on this channel, don't forget to hit that like button, because on top of running my ad agency, these videos do take a long time to make, and I literally don't see anyone else covering these detailed tactics on YouTube. I also charge a lot of money for one-on-one consultations, but you guys will always get this content on my YouTube channel for free. And if you're new, please consider subscribing, because I'm always releasing new videos to help e-commerce brands like you with your Facebook advertising. So let's not waste any more time and dive right in. First things first, I don't think I need to tell you this if you've been an ads manager lately, but just in case you've been living under a rock, lookalike audiences are just complete trash now. I'd say that up until the end of May, they were still performing decent, but as of June, they are just not as effective as they used to be. So if you're running a lot of lookalike audiences in your campaigns and you've noticed that your results aren't that great, you're not alone, because this is happening across the board. It's interesting because Facebook ads became so ridiculously popular and so many brand successes were built using these lookalike audiences, but that is just not the case anymore. But don't get me wrong, this isn't to say that all lookalike audiences are There are still a few that are very much useful and I would highly encourage you to use, but I'll speak about that later in this video. So of course, now you're left thinking, lookalike audiences aren't working, what should I use instead? Well, the short answer is interest-based audiences or demographic-based audiences. The only caveat here is that you do have to be quite patient in testing these interest-based audiences. You need to build up that audience, get enough data, and make sure that you find the right interest for your brand. But once you do, the payoff is tremendous. You can duplicate it, scale it, vertically, horizontally, whatever. Now, one of the ways to circumvent the limitations of Apple's privacy update with iOS 14 is to not target iOS users at all. What you can do is target only users who access Facebook or Instagram on an Android or non-iOS device. I know plenty of brands and advertisers who have switched to this particular strategy in the interim and have even caused the CPMs for this audience to absolutely skyrocket in some cases. But I've also seen a lot of success in targeting only Android users because they are not susceptible to the loss of data, and so we still have the ability to track their activity on their devices across platforms. However, just as an FYI, Google has stated that they will be phasing out cookies by the end of 2023, so that is on the horizon. And pretty soon, every hardware company is going to follow Apple's lead and get rid of cookies. So the question becomes, as brands and advertisers, how will we run targeted ads? Well, the good news is that there are several big projects currently underway that are working to create an alternative to cookies so that consumers still have their privacy and advertisers can still deliver targeted ads, which would be a win-win for everyone. But before we get to my next point, I want to take a moment and explain why this is so important. I think what a lot of people don't realize about the internet and why the internet is free is because of advertising. We as consumers get Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and all these apps for free because big brands pay to run ads on these platforms. It's just so core and critical to the way that the internet operates. And this is precisely how we're able to enjoy so much valuable content without paying a single dollar. Just like how you're watching this video right now for free. This is also why I've chosen to deliberately enable tracking with this prompt, because I know that I'll have a better experience on the apps when I see relevant ads. Bottom line, whether you allow tracking or not, you are still going to get ads. So why not make it so that you see ads for things that you're actually interested in? So long story short, I believe that eventually there will be some kind of mechanism that will give consumers some semblance of privacy while also allowing advertisers to do their job effectively. Only time will tell. Now, following the previous point, you can also choose to exclude all iOS users. This is basically another way to get around the iOS 14 dilemma. You would exclude anyone who accesses Facebook and Instagram using an iOS device. Theoretically, targeting this audience is pretty much the same as targeting only Android users, except that you would also get people who are on Mac and Windows desktops as well, which is perfectly fine since iOS is an operating system developed for mobile. In contrast, with targeting only Android users, you kind of limit yourself to mobile devices only that are running on the Android operating system. So, two things here. First, Facebook is officially rolling out ads in Reels placements across the platform, which is absolutely amazing. Reels placements are likely to be cheaper compared to the newsfeed and other places you want to place ads, especially since Instagram is pushing Reels so heavily right now to compete with TikTok. They are going to make it more accessible and as a result, cheaper to place ads here. If you don't see Reels as an option in your placements yet, don't worry, you'll get it soon. Generally, Facebook likes to roll out these features based on who uses their platform the most. Second, and one of the best kept secrets by the top marketers that most people don't tell you, but I always will, is that you should 1000% segment your audiences so that you have individual ad sets that are dedicated specifically for stories placements. Let me explain. Stories is kind of like undervalued real estate in a great neighborhood. It gets a lot of attention from a lot of people, but it should really be worth more given what you pay for. Stories inevitably get a lot of views because it's one of the first things you see and tap on when you open up the app. I mean, come on, it's right at the top of your screen, so you're always reminded to stalk your friends or see what your favorite influencers are doing. Let's not forget that a lot of times when you post something to your feed, you may get 50 likes. But when you share something to your stories, you get 200 views. Moral of the story, people may not like you, but they're always watching. But even with all the eyeballs, it's still cheaper to run stories ads than ads in the newsfeed. And because of this, you can afford some scale because you can get more reach for what you pay for. So, pro tip, make sure you're producing content that fits stories placements so you not only maximize the real estate on the screen, but also your potential reach since you can reach more people with less money. Repurposing user-generated content for your ads. This isn't a new strategy or tactic by any means, but it's something that is working incredibly well. We all know how important social proof is, and with the ad space getting more crowded each day, one way to stand out is with videos from your customers giving a glowing review of your brand. I have found myself gravitating toward more ads that fit this style. And it makes sense, right? Most ads that you see are designed from a third-person narrative to sell you something, and they're very much self-promotional, which can get exhausting after a while. In order to stop the scroll, try something that's a little bit more organic. This is actually the same strategy that brands use when advertising on TikTok. They don't actually create content with the intention to advertise. Instead, they have an army of influencers to create organic content for their product, and then they take a look at what pieces of content go viral, and those are the videos that they will use for an ad. Instead of thinking, how do we script a winning ad with a hook, a list of benefits, and offer that will get people to buy, think about how can I create content from a first-person narrative that is genuine and shows the product for what it is. And this works because sometimes I don't even realize I'm watching an ad on TikTok until I notice that it says sponsored and I'm like, okay, keep scrolling. So the lesson here, take a note from TikTok's playbook because the trends that are successful on that platform also work on Instagram and Facebook. As promised, I'm going to share one of the tactics that is working incredibly well right now. Using audiences based on video views is one of my favorites at the moment because it's one of the few lookalike audiences that haven't been rendered completely useless due to iOS 14. Now, this works best when you have a long form video. Anything longer than a minute will do the trick. Don't go overboard with a 10-minute video though, because ain't nobody got the time to sit there and watch a damn movie.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Basically, what you want to do is run a 1 to 3 minute video at the top of your funnel using a video views campaign. Video views, by the way, is one of the cheapest campaign objectives out there. And then retarget anyone who has watched at least 50% of the video. You can also choose 75% and 100% to test. You should definitely also create lookalikes using these seed audiences as well. So take those 50%, 75%, and 100% video views and add a 3% lookalike audience to your targeting. And I'll tell you why this works. If you can keep someone engaged for more than 30 seconds on the platform, that is a huge deal and allows you to basically filter out the people who are sort of interested in your brand to super hot leads who could potentially become loyal repeat customers. Truth is, ain't nobody gonna watch even 3 seconds of your video if they aren't even remotely interested in what you have to offer. So use videos to your advantage as a way to warm up your audience without ever taking them off the platform and risk losing the ability to track them. This is a foolproof way to confidently build up your warm audience without spending heaps of money in testing only to get 0 results. So those are 4 things plus one bonus strategy of what's working right now after the iOS 14 update. Let me know what's working for you right now and drop your feedback in the comments section below. I'm considering making this another mini series as well, so if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and I'll do a part 2 if we can get this video to 100 likes. I also want to mention that if you're an e-commerce brand doing at least $20,000 a month in sales and you're interested in having my agency create, optimize, and fully manage your Facebook ad campaigns, you can click the link in the description box below to book a discovery call with me because we would love to work with you. As always, if you learned something or got value from this video, don't forget to subscribe and comment down below any questions you have. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!